A very warm welcome to you. We begin here this hour. Some black commercial farmers in Limpopo are decrying what they call race-based criteria used to accord them access to export markets and auctions. The farmers allege that their products are treated as second fiddle to that of their white counterparts. Limpopo province has seen an increasing number of black farmers tapping into the commercial agriculture sector. Some farmers say auction monopolies and market entitlement by their white counterparts are stifling their growth. They allege that despite ticking all the boxes, their animals and produce are either turned away or sold at significantly low prices when placed under the hammer. For more on this, we're now joined by citrus farmer Ntuthuko Shezi, and he joins us now via our video. Ntuthuko, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, maybe let's start off here. Paint us a picture of, what it is exactly that black commercial farmers are currently going through in Limpopo.
Okay, I'll speak specifically on ags. Thank you, Pali, for having us, and thanks again to your viewers. So we recently bought a citrus farm in Musina last year. And then this year we had our first harvest in July. So it was better to take things to juice than to export this year because the juice price was high. But wherever we tried to supply our oranges for juice, we were told, no, you can't supply now. We're only supplying our members. So there are corporacies that are formed by the farmers where they have their own juicing factories. So if you then try to come in as a new entrant to try and supply to the same juice plant, you're being excluded. And essentially we're told, okay, you're only going to supply at the end of the season in September, when all the trees are supposed to be ready, stripped off and have no more fruit and ready for the following season. Otherwise, you get to supply last in the queue. Or and then even what we eventually had to do was to settle for much lower prices, where we were to supply at a different market where other people were getting 7,000 rand a ton for produce. We had to settle for like 4,500 rand a ton produce, meaning that we're earning about 30% less than other farmers, and we're a big player because our farm is 91 hectares. But I'm just thinking about for even the smaller farmers who are farming 10 hectares, 5 hectares, if it's hard for us being semi like big players, how difficult it is for a much smaller guy.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that you're speaking about yourself and your experience, through citrus farming. But when you speak to other black farmers in Limpopo, what are they saying is their experience?
Well, yeah, from what I've seen and what I've heard as well, it's almost as if the fresh produce has got color. Even its cattle, of some of the stories one has heard is always, they're horrendous, where farmers take beautiful cattle to auction just because they don't have a surname. They are from a Ntuthuko Shezi. So if they are Ntuthuko Shezi cows, they are black. Then they get less in terms of what they get paid for, which is grossly unfair, So sometimes as farmers, farming is hard. It's one of the hardest professions in the world. So if you then strive and tick all the boxes and really do everything you can, yet when it's time to bring in income, when race puts you at a disadvantage, it's not something that should be happening in our country. Not in 30 years into democracy, not at all.
And do you think that this is deliberate discrimination, from your white counterparts?
Yeah, there's definitely deliberate intentions, because I think the racism is designed to make other people poor, to economically dominate over them. And one way of dominating someone is making sure that they earn less than you, they get paid less than you. When we were young, we told, in fact, we know that our parents used to do the same job as their white counterparts, but we're getting paid a quarter of what the white counterparts were earning. There was a strategy to make sure that there's less progress in black families, less things we can afford, less houses and all that. And we're seeing that same thing perpetuating now. And I think it's about time that our government does something about this. And it's also about time even for us to say, yeah, this is not supposed to be happening. This must stop.
Yeah.
Not in our country. Yeah.
And I was about to ask Ntuthuko if you have come together as, farmers in Limpopo, black farmers in particular, to try to resolve this issue with your white counterparts.
Well, it's difficult when you're fighting an invisible enemy. Like at times, there's no overt things where people say, yeah, we'll do this. But there'll always be an excuse, and there's always be excuses around. For like in our case, like when we were supplying the citrus, the excuse we were being told was, oh, we are already full, we're at capacity, and maybe we'll consider you next year or after next year when the capacity of the factory is increased. Blah blah blah, which is clearly a lie, because like with the juice prices being so high and so much demand globally for juice, there is no sane person who can believe that story. But people are able to just pretty much lie on paper and tell you lies that even a child can't believe.
And what does this do to your morale as black farmers in Limpopo?
Yeah, we keep fighting. Like we've had in our farm, we've had some horrendous race experiences. The police, one of our farmers next door was almost trying to kill my farm manager that side. The police are not arresting the guy. They are afraid of arresting the guy. He's still walking around free. 3 bails for the same crime, intimidating witnesses, protection orders, ignoring protection orders. The police are doing nothing, so it's really discouraging. In that, even the justice system, if the justice system even fails us, as farmers, it's a sad thing. It makes a mockery of our democracy. But as we are farmers are the most hopeful people in the world. You can never be a farmer if you don't have hope that tomorrow will be better than today. So despite all of that, we still wake up, smile, put on our best efforts to make sure that our kids, have got food on their plate.
Yeah. And have you tried to reach out to government to try and bring, all farmers in Limpopo together to try and find solutions to the problem that black farmers are faced with in your province?
I think that there's something that definitely has got to be done. I think we've got to do something about that. I think there has to be engagement with the Minister of Agriculture, especially the new Minister of Agriculture, to really iron out these things, but as you've seen, Limpopo is one place where farmers are killing people and feeding them to pigs. So Limpopo is really one place where racism is rife. I'm originally from KZN. Racism in KZN is there, but it's hidden under the table. In Limpopo, it's on top of the table. It's sitting right on top of the fridge. That's how bad it is.
All right, Ntuthuko, I really hope that you're able to find the necessary solutions to the problem being faced by farmers in Limpopo. That's Ntuthuko Shezi. He is a citrus farmer from Limpopo.